Hello there, EdT1138 here, and I was watching a video from Captain8Bit earlier in the week where he went through a few of his favorite Super Nintendo games, and he was asking for other folks to go through and mention their favorite Super Nintendo games, but not just any Super Nintendo game, because anybody can pick Chrono Trigger or Earthbound or the Final Fantasy games. He wanted to know about your favorite under-the-radar Super Nintendo games, or your favorite unknown Super Nintendo games, games that don't get a lot of credit. And I was surprised to see that nobody at that point, I think one person at that point had actually posted a video response. And then I went back again today and noticed that only two other people had posted video responses. So I'm going to challenge my viewers to go there and bombard him with video responses, because this is the sort of thing that people are always asking him to do, simple videos between Game Chaser episodes. So here, I'm going to do my response. Please go and do your response to his video as well. I'll leave a link in the description below. Anyway, I picked a few that either were favorites of mine as a kid for one reason or another, or were games that I've come across more recently. And the first one is one of my favorites from when I was a kid. It is Mechwarrior for the Super Nintendo. And this game reminded me, when I played it as a kid, of X-Wing for the PC. Not really in necessarily the style of gameplay, because X-Wing is a space flight simulator, and this is a walk around in a giant robot and blow crap up simulator. But in the way that you start out the game and you can do training and you walk around in this room and you get promotions and stuff like that. Also, if you haven't played the X-Wing Flight Simulator games for the PC, if you have ever played a Wing Commander game, it's very similar to that, but you get to walk around in giant robots and blow crap up. So this was a very cool game, and really a nostalgia pick for me, but I think that people who like those types of simulator games would like this. The next game I'm going to pick here is Knights of the Round. And initially you want to compare this game to Golden Axe, but really when you're playing it, it feels more like a Double Dragon game for the Nintendo. Nah, not Double Dragon's a bad example. Final Fight for the Super Nintendo, or Streets of Rage for the Genesis. That's what this reminds me of. It's just a side-scrolling beat-em-up is what this is, but you get to play Lancelot or King Arthur, and you get to hit stuff with swords. So it's a fun game. If you're in the mood for a beat-em-up and you don't want to play Streets of Rage or Final Fight, you can try out Knights of the Round. Fun game. Yeah, I just threw that. And finally, this is a game that I had never played for the Super Nintendo. I played it for the Genesis when I was a kid, and I just recently came across it for the Super Nintendo. It's called Doom Troopers. And try and think of a game to compare this to. It's just a side-scrolling platformer type game where you just shoot stuff. It's a post-apocalyptic Earth, if I remember correctly, and you are fighting, I don't know, some bad mutant guys. Anyway, you walk around with a gun and you shoot stuff. And, I mean, how much more satisfying can a game be than walking around and shooting stuff until it explodes into a gout of blood? So Doom Troopers for the Super Nintendo is another one that maybe you haven't heard of that you might enjoy if you gave it a shot. There you go. Those are three games that I have picked for the Super Nintendo, under-the-radar Super Nintendo. I don't know, games that you don't know about on the Super Nintendo that you might like. That's what I'm trying to say. So, thank you very much for watching. Please check out Captain8Bit's video, which will be linked down below, and do a video response to him. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.